Well, straight to our top story this morning. India's case in 26/11 attacks has got a boost, with Pakistani government officials admitting now that Lashkar-e-Taiba was trained in Karachi. In fact, these officials have now confirmed in court that LeT is running camps in Pakistan, where the Mumbai attackers were trained right before the ghastly strike took place in Mumbai, killing 166 people. 5 Pakistani officials, including ex-chief of Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency, have testified to Pakistani soil being used to train Mumbai attackers. And not just that, they have also identified 6 terror camps spread across the country, and LeT Operation Commander Zakir Rahman Lakhvi's role in these attacks. But interestingly, there was no mention of the attack mastermind, Hafiz Saeed. Let's now tell you what exactly have they told the courts. Gadap and Yusuf Got in Karachi, Batal in Manshera, Mirpur Sakro, Thatta and Muzaffarabad. Well, these are the places that have been identified as places where there were terror camps organized for 26/11 terrorists. Pakistani officials, however, denied having ever witnessed it themselves. Now, this certainly puts a big question mark over the testimonies being taken on face value by the court, as they are based on credible information received from local contacts and informers and are short of being first-hand accounts. Skeptics can, in fact, doubt that these confessions may turn out to be just a false show of progress in the run-up to 26/11 anniversary. Well, there are other questions that put serious doubts over Pakistan's intentions. Of course, the fact that the investigation pace has been really slow. It's taken 4 years to reach this stage. Questions will also be raised whether this is yet another attempt to vitiate 26/11 trial and protect Hafiz Saeed. And why has Pakistan failed to shut down its terror factories? Well, how exactly is India viewing these developments? For more on that, let me go across to our MEA correspondent Maha Siddiqui, who now joins us live. Maha, what importance do the testimonies of the ex-chief of Pakistan's federal agencies, these CID officers who've testified in court, carry, given that they have confessed to have never seen these camps at all? So, at best, this isn't first-hand account.
Well, to some extent, yes, because remember, India's request for sending an NIA team to Pakistan and the dates for that haven't been finalized by Pakistan. The request is still pending with them. And what we've seen happen in the anti-terror court in Rawalpindi is something that the world already knows. It already knows that these terrorists were trained in LeT camps, and India has provided evidence to Pakistan on that as well. But Pakistan has been dismissing that. But the only positive here is that these admissions have been made by Pakistan officials and they have been recorded in the court. Also, the prosecutor having made it very clear that none of this was extracted under pressure from any of these officials. So clearly, that is the positive thing that's coming out of this.
Well, absolutely, Maha, but as far as real justice is concerned, that certainly cannot be delivered till all the patrons in the ISI, the Pak army members who were behind the Mumbai attack, along with Hafiz Saeed, whose mention is not even there in the testimonies that have come forward so far, all these people are actually brought to justice. Do you see Pakistan making all these attempts right ahead of Rahman Malik's visit to India and the visa regime that now has to be put in place, the relaxed visa regime between the two countries?
Yes, exactly. For the past 4 years, India has painstakingly been collecting evidence, but all that evidence in the form of dossier that has been given to Pakistan has been rejected by the country, and they've called it literature, saying that they cannot prosecute anybody based on that evidence that was provided. Now, clearly, in these circumstances, we've also seen Hafiz Mohammad Saeed, the main perpetrator of this crime, as India holds, also making anti-India speeches, not in the hinterlands of Pakistan, but in some of its big cities. Despite all this, Pakistan has taken no action. So clearly, Pakistan's will is questionable as far as taking action against the perpetrators of 26/11 goes.
Maha Siddiqui, thank you very much for joining us. So, suspects in the 2008 Mumbai attack case received training at various centers of the Lashkar-e-Taiba camps that were organized in various parts of Pakistan. This is according to the 5 inspectors of CID, Pak CID, who are prosecution witness in the case. They, in fact, informed the court about the training details and capabilities of these suspects, including Zakir Rahman Lakwi. Let me, in fact, go across to strategic affairs expert, Mr. Suyuday Bhaskar, who now joins us, Commodore Suyuday Bhaskar, who now joins us on the phone line. Commodore Bhaskar, how significant do you see Pak intelligence officials testifying in court that these attackers of 26/11 were trained in Karachi? The information that's now coming out from the agencies which suggests that the officials have testified in court and they're talking about the support that they received from the Pak Navy.
Well, I would characterize it as reasonably significant because if you look at the way in which this particular case has been dealt with in Pakistan and by the Pakistani establishment, we are familiar with the initial reluctance and the way in which they have taken what you might call as a very, very slow path as far as the manner in which the evidence was collected. And then all kinds of technical reasons were given for not making adequate progress. But the reason I say that this is reasonably significant is that, yes, for the first time, we have officials who are part of the FIA who are making what might be called as reasonably unambiguous statements about the linkages as far as these camps are concerned in Pakistan. And this is something India has said for a long time. And if you recall, a little while ago, there was also a suggestion that they would make certain amendments to their own country's legislation about the way in which evidence is being collected. But that having been said, my reason for a slight degree of caution is that when you investigate the LeT, and I think you made this point a little while ago, the trail ultimately goes to the very top. And I think that is the place where the current kind of orientation between one wing of the security establishment, that is the civilian side, and the security agencies who are investigating such matters like the FIA, and Pakistan's own army, an army headquarters, an ISI, there is a certain tension there.
Right.
And that in turn goes back to what you might call as the civilian and military sides of the current structures of governance in Pakistan. So I would say to be cautiously welcomed against the backdrop of the other developments such as cricket and Mr. Rahman Malik's visit. But I would not translate or infer from this that 26/11 is proceeding the way in which India wants.
Right.
And I think it's a reflection of how much time it has taken that very soon we'll be coming up to the 4th anniversary of this attack in Mumbai.